everyone, welcome to another edition of Luthier's Lair. This is part one, kicking off a series on a base that I am building for my endorser, Franco Di Donato. It is called the Greta base, codename Granddaughter. Okay, it's a Falcon Series 2, but it's a radical departure from in appearance anyway, from the regular Falcon Series 2. The dimensions and everything are the same, but the colour scheme, we're going for a much more high-end looking, natural look. And if you followed my CNC videos recently, I've been using my newfound CNC skills to do some really cool stuff with neck LEDs. So hopefully you can join me throughout this series, and I'm actually about halfway through the build already. So I'll just give you a quick overview of the body and stuff, and then we'll get on to showing you what I'm going to do with the neck and specifically the fretboard. So hope you can join me. Okay, here's the body. It's already kind of built. I don't think I recorded any footage really of me building the body. I'll have to go and look back. If so, then I can include it. I don't think I did though. But as you can see, it's a regular Falcon Series 2 shape. This one is in oak. I do alder bodies, which is actually lighter and, you know, gives a great tone. I don't really notice it actually, and I've been a bass player for 40 years, but people say that oak gives a brighter tone in some respects, and warmer as well, and I'm not sure about that. But let's talk about the woods anyway. We've got sparkles all over the place here, which might hint at what's going on. Okay, like I say, oak. This is oak. And it was one piece of oak, okay, and the body thickness here is only 1.5 inches, because oak is really heavy, so you have to cut weight somewhere. And I make the body of the Falcon Series 2 1.5 inches if it's made of oak. If it's made of alder, I go with the standard 1.75 inches. Okay, that's the first thing. Now, what did we do here in the middle? Well, what I did was I inlaid, I didn't sandwich these two parts onto the middle here. I routed channels in here and inlaid walnut, bird's eye maple, walnut, bird's eye maple, and walnut. And as you can see, the bird's eye really shows up nice on this. The walnut and the bird's eye have a natural stain on them. It's a natural colour stain, so I'm not doing anything to radically change the colour of the wood. The oak, however, has a colonial maple stain on it. And I think I maybe have the tin handy somewhere. You can see, yeah, that's it there. It's my colonial maple stain that I used for the body, and as you can see, it really makes the grain pop and brings out a beautiful natural look in the wood. So what stage are we at? Well, the grain is settling after getting stained. The grain is nice and smooth. This is sanded to 400 grit, and that should really be enough to start putting some grain filler in it. But I don't want to put too much in, because what's going to happen here is I'm going to fill the grain and then do 3 or 4 coats of sand and sealer, which will be shellac for this, and that's the shellac I use to seal the grain, sanding sealer. And then once that is dried for about a week, I will sand over it again down to probably between 400 and 600 grit. Make sure everything's okay. Then I'm just going to clear coat it, and I might frost. I might make a frosted clear coat. I'm not entirely sure about that. I got to consult Franco on that, see if he wants a frosted clear coat. But I did do a test piece of oak with a frosted clear coat on it. It hasn't been polished yet. As you can see, that's the frosted clear coat. You see it's frosted. This hasn't even been polished yet. It's this side here. So it does look beautiful. Once that's polished, it'll look spectacular. So I'm thinking frosted clear coat paint, and then I'll put maybe 3 coats of catalyzed polyurethane on it, just for extra protection, and then it's going to cure for a month. This base. That should make it hard as a rock, but it does look spectacular. This piece of oak that I got, there is some imperfections in it, but that just adds to the allure, I believe. Big knot there. It was filled and stained, and it turned out really nice. But look at the beautiful condition this oak is in. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. I have 2 battery compartments. One is for the preamp. That's for the preamp. No, this one's for the preamp, sorry. This is for the neck LEDs, which I'm going to show you next. Okay? So, let's go on with it. Okay, as you can see, the fingerboard is also oak. That was at the request of Franco. And what I've done with this fingerboard is I've drilled in usual holes for red LEDs that are going to be going in there. And I used my newfound CNC skills to engrave an epoxy in an inlay, which will be backlit by an LED array. And in this case, it's Franco's beloved granddaughter, Greta. And that's going to be green. Okay? So we've got red, we've got green, and then slowly cooking here, the epoxy is still drying on this, is Franco's emblem, and I'm going to be inscribing his name here above and below. Franco Di Donato signature. And this one will also be backlit in white. So what is red, green and white? Well, that's the Italian flag colours. Franco is obviously Italian, and that's what we're going to do, and I'll show you how this is illuminated. Now, I routed channels in the back, okay, for all the wiring. There's one channel to be routed still for the emblem, for Franco's logo there. But what I do is, if I can grab this LED array here, it's very bright, runs off of 9 volts easily, pre-made circuit, here it is there, that's bright, right? Das bright, mine, das bright. So, we'll have the red LEDs in the usual dot marker positions, but in the 12th fret will be the word Greta. Now this hasn't been polished up or anything yet. This is the fingerboard rough cut on the bandsaw, and the fret slots cut. And what we do is we put all these panels of white LEDs, okay? To change the colour on them, I use heat resistant acetate, and it doesn't matter for heat resistant. I mean, this thing's been on for 3 hours straight, and it does not produce any discernible heat at all. In fact, it's like 10 degrees above ambient, really. Not even that. Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Now, what happens if I put this on top of that? Well, I'll show you. You ready? Actually, that's a bit, I should put that down there a bit. Okay. Now, what happens is, you get that going on. See that? and of course this needs to be polished up and stuff, but you get the idea. I'll place that in there, push that in there, position that correctly. You'll see that it illuminates the epoxy, and you get the nice beautiful logo there, Greta. And I need to clean up this epoxy to make it look nice, and let me just zoom in a little bit on that so you can see. There you go there. Isn't that nice? It's beautiful. And it will look much better once it's all completed. Down the other side here, I can zoom back out again, I got Franco's logo, which you will see there. And this also has been epoxy filled, and it just needs sanded down and polished. And then on the back, of course, I will carve out a recess for another LED panel, and I'll show you that LED panel if I can get it into shot here. A smaller one, because it's at the first fret, and room is premium down near the first fret. I'll just show you it illuminated. It'll be white anyway, so it's going to be that behind Franco's logo there. And of course the wires will run up the channels that are routed in the back of the neck right the way up there, and everything will look hunky-dory. It's going to look spectacular, this base. It really is. And I'm going to show you, oops, I always zoom the wrong way, don't I? And I'll be showing you the colour scheme that I'm going to be using with this. This is tentative, this may change. I do have a variety of other things that I want to go through with Franco, but looking good so far, right? Awesome. Hell yeah! So we're back, and I just want to show you one idea I had was, and this has just been rough painted right now, is a gold glitter control plate, which will go right there. Now, there are more holes than usual, my usual model, and I'm going to explain what they are in a minute. And gold glitter pickup rings should go there and there. Now what's going to happen with these is, once the paint cures, I will sand it flat, and then I will clear coat it with a very hard catalyzed polyurethane. So as you can see, this edition is going to have a pickup blend, a master volume, bass, middle, treble, a bass, middle, cut, boost, three-way switch between the two pickups, and then I'm going to have LED brightness, LED switch for the dot inlays, and an LED switch for the logos that are going to be on the fingerboard. Okay, so that's the that's what's going to happen there. So it's going to look really well, I don't know if strange is good, but it's going to look frickin' tacular, I think. And of course I use my usual abalone topped retro knobs for it. So you have something like that there, that there. I only have 4 out just now. That there, you know, and then you've got a switch here, that there, and that there, that sort of spacing. And then, you know what, I'll bring out the whole kit for the body and I'll show you how it looks sitting on the base. So, back in a minute. So, as you can see, I've got all the knobs positioned where they're going to be, including the LED one there. I haven't put the switches through or anything yet. This is just to get an idea of how it's going to look with this colour scheme. I've got the back masked off here because that's going to be painted black. Totally black here. Of course, in keeping with it, I've modified Seymour Duncan single coil lipstick pickups here, which are gold, and they go in there, you know, that's where they're going to go, pure gold. They have plastic film over the top of them just now for protection, so that I don't, you know, I don't screw anything up, basically. Okay, so we've got those there, and then of course in this I used the hip shot headless bass system. Sorry about the crackling there. Let me just polish this off a little bit for presentation. There we go. The bridge goes approximately there. Yeah, approximately there. There you go. So that's how the body's kinda gonna look. Now of course I'll have my Falcon emblem here, my logo, and I must say it really looks spectacular. I think it's going to look absolutely fantastic. We've got the other pickup here. Let's just plonk that on top. Let's just plop that on top there just to get an idea, you know, just to get an idea how it's going to look. There you go. So this base is going to be very, very nice looking, especially with the LEDs and the fingerboard. And okay, let's go get on with this build, okay? And keep following. I hope you're going to enjoy this. I certainly am going to enjoy it. I'll tell you, this is a fantastic build for me. Cheers. Got you? No, I didn't actually. Yeah, a short into the Dr. Ray video for this one. Thanks for joining me, and keep watching. You know, keep watching, see how this bass turns out. I'm really looking forward to the end result on this one. It's crazy, and it looks fantastic, you know, and it'll sound fantastic too, I guarantee you. So, thanks again for joining me, and as usual, please stay safe, be good, and catch you next time. Thanks folks, take care, bye bye.